There's a lot of talk and confusion out there about Etsy ads. So today I want to break down exactly what Etsy ads are, the two types of Etsy ads, and give you the information so that you can decide for yourself whether you want to opt in to either type of ad and whether you think they will be a good fit for you and your business. If you don't know me, g'day, my name is Jess Van Den. I have been selling on Etsy since 2008 when I opened my jewelry business Ethereal as a hobby, and I went full-time self-employed as a maker and teacher of creatives just like you in 2010. So my ethical sterling silver minimalist jewelry store Ethereal has been running since 2008, and I do sometimes run ads on there. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I do later in the video, but let's start out by explaining exactly what Etsy ads are. So there are two types of ads. There are on-site ads and off-site ads. Let's start with the on-site ads. So these are the ads that run on the Etsy platform itself. So when you're looking at the search results, you will see listings in the search result that have a little ad disclaimer next to them. This is the sort of ad I'm talking about here. So you can purchase this through your shop dashboard in the advertising manager, and you can set up how much you're willing to spend. You can decide which products you want to advertise, and you can turn it on and off at will. So when you do advertise this way, Etsy will then show your ads to people on the Etsy website, on the Etsy app. Now, these are shown to people based on a number of factors. I'll read them here. Based on search relevancy, the listing quality. Now, I have a whole video about listing quality. I'll link to that up here if you don't know what that is. I won't go into it now, but it is very important. The bids, or the amount budgeted for bids to display the listing. And for some listings, the likelihood of views or sales, whatever that means. They don't explain. What you're going to see, generally speaking, is if you are targeting a particular keyword and somebody searches for that and you have an ad enabled on that product, chances are you're going to show up pretty close to the top of search results, hopefully, for that search, because you have switched on ads and it will pop up and have that little ad disclaimer next to it. So you can choose to promote one listing, a couple of listings, or all of your listings, and you can decide how much you want to spend. The minimum spend per day is $1. The maximum cap in the beginning is $100, but that cap actually will increase if you start spending more money. So I've seen people who spend literally thousands of dollars a day on Etsy ads because they get a good return on investment, which we'll talk about in a minute. Personally, I start off with like $1 a day and kind of see what happens. So Etsy ads are shown based on this bidding scenario, okay? So just like if you do ads anywhere else online, you might be familiar with this. You know, you set a budget and then there's an algorithm which kind of will run bids on to see whose product gets featured. Now, what this means, of course, is that you are competing with other people in your niche to get featured in these spots. If there's more competition in your niche, the bids will need to be higher in order for your ad to be shown. Therefore, it will cost you more money to get visibility in a niche that is quite crowded versus one that is not so crowded with not so many people competing for these advertising slots. Etsy ad fees are charged on a cost per click basis, which is great as far as I'm concerned. That means you don't actually get charged anything for your ads to appear. You only get charged when somebody clicks on your ad and goes through and views your listing. So if you are looking to compete on the Etsy platform and get more sales via Etsy, the on-site ads are the one you're going to be worried about, okay? And they're the ones you have control over. So you can decide what to do here. Now, I personally usually have some level of ads enabled. I play around with how much I am spending. I don't think I've ever spent more than like $10 a day on my ads. I think at the moment I have like $1 or $2 a day enabled, and even that can give me a really good return on investment. Now, that's what ROI stands for, return on investment. Let's talk about what that means, and that will help you to decide if ads are working for you or not. So there is a formula you can use to work out your percent return on investment. It is your total earnings take your total costs in brackets, then that number times 100, then that number divided by your total costs again, and that equals your return on investment. So let's have a look at my ROI for December in 2022, which has just passed. My return on investment was 811%, which is really, really good. And you can see that I was actually shut for like 10 days during that month. And so I wasn't getting charged anything for ads when I was shut, obviously. And of course, it's December. So, the search traffic is generally higher because people are looking to buy Christmas presents. Although my Christmas cutoff is actually the beginning of December. So none of these orders were actually Christmas orders. They were just regular orders. So if you're getting a good return on investment, which is like a couple of times more than you're spending, you're earning from your ads, then it's probably worthwhile to be running those ads. And that's how all advertising works, right? You spend money to make money. And as long as you're earning a decent amount more than you're spending, then you are coming out on top. Now, just remember, a caveat with this is spending more won't necessarily make you more, depending on your niche, because sometimes there's even been times when I haven't even spent a very small budget for the day because nobody has been searching for those particular keywords that day, and therefore my ads didn't run. So just keep an eye on that each day as well if you're running these ads, and look at how much of your budget is being spent each day. If it's being spent every day and you're getting a good return on investment, maybe try bumping it up by $1 or $2 and keep an eye on it and see what happens. And you might find that that works really well for you. Obviously, of course, what comes into account here is your price points. If you sell stuff that's really, really inexpensive, like stickers or something that's a couple of dollars, then you might not find a very good return on investment with these ads because it might cost you $1 to make $2. And that's not brilliant because, you're losing half of your revenue from that sale. So, for me, someone who's selling products that are anywhere between $50 and like $200, it works well for me because of my price point and the differential there. So if it does work for you, then it might be a really good way to get some more views and clicks through to your products and therefore more sales in your shop. Before I continue, Teddy and I would like to let you know about a free download I have for you. It is called the Etsy SEO Cheat Sheet. So if you want to do a better job of your Etsy SEO, which is going to be really important when it comes to your ads, because the better your SEO is, the better your ads on Etsy will show up to the right people, go download that right now. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Won't I? Yes, I will. So make sure to get a hold of that one. Now, back to the rest of the video. Okay, now let's talk about the more controversial of the two types of advertising on Etsy, the offsite ads. So offsite ads are where Etsy takes your listing and advertises it off the Etsy platform, maybe somewhere like Pinterest or Facebook or Instagram or on Google. So it uses your content to advertise Etsy basically as a whole, but it is, directly advertising your product as they do that. So under the offsite ads program, Etsy pays all the upfront costs of advertising your products on these other platforms. If somebody sees your ad, or the ad featuring your products, I should say, and they click on that, and then they make a purchase from your store within 30 days, you get charged a fee for that ad. So all sellers are automatically opted in to the offsite ads program, but some of you can opt out. So here is the rule about that. If your shop made $10,000 USD or more total sales in any consecutive 365-day period after the 20th of February 2019, you'll be required to participate in offsite ads for the lifetime of your shop, even if you fall below that threshold. After that date, 20th of February 2019, if your shop ever hits 10,000 or more US dollars in that 365-day period, you will be automatically opted in to offsite ads, and you can never opt out no matter what, as long as you have your shop. Now, if you don't exceed that amount, you can opt out and switch it off. Okay, so that might be an option you want to take. Now, there is also a different fee depending on which one of these two camps you fall into. If you are in the I can never opt out camp, you pay 12% of your sale as your advertising fee if somebody has clicked through your ad and then bought within 30 days. If you are under that and you can opt out, so you're in the optional camp, your fee is 15% on your sales cost. Okay, so those of us who don't have a choice, who are opted in for life, we have a slightly lower advertising percentage fee than those of you who can choose to opt in or out. Now, a lot of people don't like this program. They think it's unfair. They feel like they shouldn't be forced to opt in to an advertising platform. And I definitely sympathize with that view. Like, being forced to participate doesn't feel great necessarily. That being said, I think it is a good program to be able to participate in because you only pay when somebody actually buys from you. Okay. The on-site ads, you pay when somebody clicks, okay, on the Etsy platform. The offsite ads, Etsy pays all of the costs of running those ads. You only pay a small percentage if somebody actually ends up buying from you. So it is actually a really affordable way for your products to be advertised. But again, it comes down to what your product price is. But that being said, the advertising fee is a percentage, and that percentage doesn't change no matter how much your product is worth. Whether it's a $1 product or a $1,000 product, you still pay the same percentage of fee for those ads. Now, also, people saying, well, it's too much, like that's a really high percentage. If you look in the normal business world, they spend an awful lot of money on advertising. It is a big part of their budget. Most of us in this small business, micro business world, perhaps don't spend any money on advertising. And so any money we spend on that feels like too much. But if you are pricing your products correctly, then you should be able to absorb this cost without too much hassle, because it should be part of the profit, retail profit percentage of your fee, the marketing costs basically of selling your product. And if you haven't done the calculations properly, then you might be losing money. So you need to, if that's the case, you need to look at your pricing. And I have a video on that right here. I'm going to link to it up here. It is a handmade pricing formula where I break down exactly what to do to price your products correctly, the two parts of the pricing, the wholesale pricing, and that is what most people are charging to their customers on Etsy, is just a wholesale price, which is not high enough. And I'm going to explain why in that video, because the retail price is incredibly important. That money that you're earning from that is the money you're paying yourself to market your goods. Okay, and I'll go into more detail on that in that video. So bookmark that one and check that one out next. So those are the two types of ads on the platform: on-site ads and off-site ads. You can choose whether to use on-site ads. You may or may not be able to choose whether to use the offsite ad. Honestly, don't let that stop you from selling on Etsy. If that is something that is, making you think twice, it really isn't worth it, especially if you are charging a proper price for your work. Now, at the end of the day, you have to spend something in order to market your products. You either have to spend time or you have to spend money. Okay, so which one are you more willing to spend? If you are wanting to spend some money, then if you are selling on Etsy, on-site ads are, in my opinion, a worthwhile option to investigate in order to get more sales in your door. You may also like to investigate things like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Pinterest ads, all places that you can actually get affordable ads online to get the right people to your shop. But on-site ads are great because you're capturing people who are already on the platform looking to buy something. I would love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Please let me know your thoughts and your experiences with off-site and on-site ads. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It really helps me to know that you're enjoying my videos, and it also helps to tell the YouTube algorithm that some other people might enjoy this video as well. Now, of course, before I was talking about pricing, well, I also have a video that breaks down the Etsy fee structure for you if you are unsure about what the fees are on Etsy. I will leave a link to that right here so you can go watch that one next. Don't miss that one, and remember the one I also talked about earlier about how to price your work correctly. Check that one out as well. And those two together will really help you to make sure that you are pricing correctly to cover all your costs and make a profit from your business. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.